Peter Aldous.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. I welcome this bill as it provides the means for addressing both problems that have hung over the UK for far too long and also for meeting future challenges. The bill has been closely scrutinised both in this chamber and in the other place. Some amendments have been made and have been accepted by the government, but there is still room for improvement, and thus I would urge the Minister to take on board new clauses 2 and 3 in the name of my right honourable friend, the member for Harlow, and new clause 4 in the name of my right honourable friend, the member for Kingswood. I would also be grateful if he could give full consideration to new clause 5 and amendment 2, which are in my name. The former will enable those people who are trapped in low-paid, insecure roles with limited progression opportunities to acquire the skills needed to progress into well-paid, secure and rewarding jobs, thereby delivering both levelling up and eliminating the productivity gap which has been part of the UK economy for far too long. Madam Deputy Speaker, this bill is very much pointing in the right direction, but for it to deliver, it must address 5 issues. Firstly, as both the LGA and the CBI highlight, it must adopt a place-based approach. Secondly, inclusivity. Whilst local skills improvement plans will be employer-driven, they must involve all local partners. Amendment 2, which is in my name, provides for LSIPs to be developed in partnership with local further education providers. This approach is supported by Engineering UK, and other partners must also be included, such as local government, LEPs and universities. Coordination. Thirdly, Engineering UK also highlight the need for government to set out how the steps taken in the bill will be coordinated with the levelling up and the net zero agendas. That leads on, fourthly, to the need to urgently step up training for low-carbon jobs. The Green Alliance emphasised the need for an integrated skills programme to be developed with individuals, institutions and industry. This can be achieved by the government accepting the Right Honourable Member for Kingswood's new clause 4. Finally, the potential of this bill will not be realised without proper investment. The funding announced in the Comprehensive Spending Review in the autumn was welcome, but it should be viewed as only a start. Madam Deputy Speaker, I shall now comment on new clause 5, which is in my name and which is supported by the Local Government Association. It requests that the government carry out a review of universal credit conditionality so as to ensure greater flexibility for potential students in receipt of universal credit to take up appropriate training that will better equip them for employment. I'm grateful, Madam Deputy Speaker, to both my honourable friend the Minister and his ministerial colleague in the Department of Work and Pensions, my honourable friend the member for Mid Sussex, for corresponding and meeting with me to discuss this matter. With the welcome reduction to the taper rate of universal credit announced in the autumn budget and the more recent Way to Work initiative, the government has placed much emphasis on both the importance of making work pay and the current high level of job vacancies. I am supportive of these measures, but unfortunately there are many people who are currently some distance from the workplace and not able to take advantage of these opportunities. However, many of them would be able to do so if the universal credit conditions are reformed so that they could more readily access education and training. The barriers to education and training that need to be addressed are numerous. There are excessive and inconsistent restrictions on study hours. The current approach is too short-term. The Skills Boot Camps initiative is welcome, but it is only temporary and creates instability and complexity in a system that can be challenging for both learners and colleges to navigate. A review is needed. Too many people who are unemployed are not being directed to advice and training that could get them into a good job. This is due to a disconnected system and conflicting incentives across education and welfare. More needs to be done to understand the impact of the current welfare system on unemployed people's access to education and training. The cost of taking no action, Madam Deputy Speaker, is fewer people in stable and meaningful jobs, slower economic growth and ultimately bigger tax burdens. Madam Deputy Speaker, I can perhaps understand government's reluctance to accept a large raft of amendments. However, I'm not asking for the earth. What new Clause 5 seeks is a review of a system that at present is not working. The end result of the current time is that the UK economy suffers and many people are denied the opportunity to better their lives. We owe it to them, Madam Deputy Speaker, to remove these barriers. Thank you.